In this video, I'm going to be comparing two of the most popular laptops at the moment, two laptops that you probably wouldn't expect to be comparable, but nevertheless, I'm here to bring you the most useful content that I can, so sit back, relax, and let's get right into this comparison. Before we actually start though, let me explain how this comparison is going to work. So I'm going to be comparing the cheapest brand new MacBook I can find from Apple at the time of recording this video against the best Chromebook I can find for £300, of course at the time of recording this video. This comparison isn't going to be, this comparison isn't exactly going to be fair, but yeah, it's not the point. The main thing I'm going to be finding out is whether the MacBook really is worth its jaw-dropping price tag. Not only this though, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm actually going to be giving you some other suggestions of laptops and PCs that I personally think are better value than the Chromebook and the MacBook. Right, so this is the MacBook that I have found, and as you can see, it has the brand new Apple M1 chip, which is speed-wise somewhere, between the same gen Intel Core i7 and AMD Ryzen 7 processors, roughly. It also has a 7-core GPU, which is okay when you look at the performance, but I'd probably expect something better for the price, but then again, it is Apple, so I'm not sure what I expected.
This is iPhone XS. It is the most advanced iPhone we've ever created.
It has 256GB of SSD storage and 8GB of DDR4 RAM to accompany it. So a pretty solid laptop if you ask me. I have to say, the MacBook has set the bar high. Let's see if the Chromebook can beat it. For some reason I'm doubting that. Okay, so the Chromebook that I've selected costs roughly £300 and has the well-known and well-loved Intel Celeron processor. Especially on this channel anyway. I mean, you can click the pop-up banner to find out why, but trust me, it's no Apple M1 processor, that's for sure. Not only does it come with the King's servant of processors, but it also comes with 4GB of DDR4 RAM, which is probably the closest to the MacBook that this little old Chromebook is going to get, as for internal storage it has 64GB of eMMC storage, which is not great. When you look at what John Lewis say about the storage, they don't actually mention anything about saving on the laptop, which is probably good, because if Chrome OS is anything like Windows, storage-wise, it'll pretty much take up half of it right off the bat. Now, let's get to comparing the two laptops then. Of course, there is no question that the Chromebook is obviously going to be slower than the MacBook, so I'm not going to just point out the obvious. But if you did want to see a side-by-side specs comparison, then here you go. But before I move on, may I just point out that there is actually one feature of the Chromebook that the MacBook I've selected doesn't have, and that is a touchscreen. Now, this is what we want. I think the Chromebook has won me over, to be honest. But on a serious note, I'm not going to spend long on the tech specs comparison purely because I don't want to bore you with things, you could already assume. But all I can say is the Chromebook is primarily made for users that, browse the web, video chat, and do a bit of word processing, whereas the MacBook can handle much more demanding tasks like running Final Cut, Logic, and other power-hungry applications, and can probably handle a little bit of light gaming. May I emphasize the word light, though. So, is the MacBook worth its jaw-dropping price tag? Well, in my opinion, I just think you could definitely get something better if you start looking into devices that run Windows. So with that being said, now I'm going to recommend some different computers that may be better value for money, starting with MacBook alternatives. First, I'm going to show you a couple of Windows laptops. So here's the first. It is an ASUS ROG Zephyrus gaming laptop, and it is fitted with an AMD Ryzen 7 processor, which is, probably not as fast as Apple's M1 chip, but certainly not far off. It also has 8GB of DDR4 RAM, but 512GB of SSD storage, which is double that of the MacBook. It also comes with an NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti graphics card, which tops the MacBook's graphics. Also, to go with the killer graphics card is a 120Hz display, and you can get all of this for the time recording this video for just £971, which is cheaper than the MacBook. I like how I make that sound cheap, because by all means it is not. But anyway, the next laptop that I found is called an Acer Nitro 5 gaming laptop, which is fitted with a better next-gen AMD Ryzen 7 processor, which in my opinion is better than Apple's M1 chip. It has the same 8GB of DDR4 RAM that the ASUS laptop has, but somehow it has 1 whole terabyte of SSD storage. Yes, you heard me right, 1 terabyte of SSD storage, double that of the ASUS laptop. But where there is a gain, there is always a compromise, and this compromise, although not a very big one, is in the graphics. It has an NVIDIA GTX 1650 Ti, which is a slight downgrade over ASUS's 1660 Ti, but nevertheless, I believe it is still better than the MacBook's GPU. Not only though is the graphics card still good, it comes with an upgraded 144Hz display, which looks awesome. You can get all of this performance for just £999, which is the same as the MacBook. So that's laptops done. Now let's look at other PCs. Okay, so this PC I found is insane. It comes with an 8-core Ryzen 7 processor, which is roughly on the same level as the M1 chip. It has 16GB of DDR4 RAM and 240GB of SSD storage. The PC is going to be super fast, but when I thought the specs couldn't get any better, I saw the graphics card. RTX 2060. Amazing. This does just go to show though how you can definitely get more for your money if you buy a gaming PC. Although please note that if you build your own PC, you could actually find yourself saving hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So in my opinion, it's definitely something I advise you look into. The next PC I'm going to show you is also insane. It's called an Acer Predator Orion 3000, and it comes with an 8-core 10th gen Intel Core i7 processor, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, 512GB of NVMe SSD storage, and 1TB of HDD storage. This is definitely more storage than the MacBook, so if you want to download, I don't know, 1.5TB of stuff for some reason, then this PC will suit you very well. But not only does it have all of that, it also comes equipped with an NVIDIA RTX 2060 Super, which is a slight upgrade from the previous PC. But all in all, a very solid PC for a little over the price of the MacBook, coming in at about £1,068. And now, the Chromebook. So, as I'm sure you all know, the Chromebook runs Chrome OS, which some people may not like, so, yeah, that's fair enough. And therefore, this is my first Windows 10 option. This ASUS VivoBook comes fitted with a shiny new AMD Athlon processor, which is actually better than the Intel Celeron you find in the Chromebook. In addition to this, the VivoBook has 4GB of DDR4 RAM and a 128GB SSD, which will make this laptop rather snappy. My next Windows 10 option is another ASUS VivoBook, and it has an upgraded Intel Pentium processor. Very fancy, not gonna lie. 4GB of DDR4 RAM and 64GB of eMMC storage. So as long as you save your files on the cloud, you've got yourself a brilliant laptop for the price. That's about it for this video. I really do hope you did enjoy, and I hope it didn't go on for too long. It's been quite a long video, but if you did enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.